Free safety assessments are to be offered on buildings with external cladding in an effort to tackle fire safety concerns and problems with mortgage lending. In the last 2 years, some homeowners have seen the value of their properties drop drastically because the buildings have combustible cladding on the outside. Our social affairs correspondent Chris Clements has more.
The cladding outside Abhijit's block of flats is dangerous. That's the opinion of fire safety experts. After buying his property 3 years ago, an inspection found combustible aluminium cladding, similar to that found at Grenfell. It's meant spiralling insurance costs, while the value of his property has plummeted.
Before this problem began, it was actually worth at 235,000.
And how much is it worth now?
It's zero, because you have to carry out this survey. The rating that we got was B2, which is the most severe rating, and that has resulted in our flat being worthless because no banks will actually lend on a flat like this. Nobody will touch it with a barge pole, to be honest with you.
Unable to sell, advised to stay home during COVID, it's been an anxious time for the family.
So we kind of felt like, caught between a rock and a hard place because we weren't allowed to go out, and at the same time we were feeling very unsafe in here because the fire could happen anytime. So we kind of felt like prisoners, to be honest. We were trapped, yes.
Today's announcement by the Ministerial Working Group should help homeowners like the Cadways. It's recommended the creation of a single building assessment system. It should be free to access for all affected residents, with inspections starting in June, and payouts to remove and replace dangerous cladding could happen as soon as August.
It's a fantastic piece of news for homeowners in Scotland post-Grenfell. We have had a problem with mortgage providers returning zero valuations and refusing to lend on many homes in Scotland.
Some developers have already started to pay for some repair work, but other residents have been left waiting. Nearly £100 million made available by Westminster to the Scottish Government for remediation last year hasn't yet been spent. But the Housing Minister says that current funding may not be enough to solve a problem this widespread.
That in itself is not enough. We actually need the developers to put their hands in their pockets, and beyond that, we need to see the UK government provide us with the additional consequentials from the announcement that was made a few weeks ago at Westminster.
Meanwhile, residents are cautiously optimistic, but say concerns remain about fire safety issues.
Obviously, there's many other buildings throughout Scotland that have got much greater problems than ourselves, and this is what happens. We're just literally just scratching at the surface, and we're finding more.
Today will be seen as a victory for the homeowner, but with so many blocks to assess, this £100 million problem could soon become a £1 billion problem. Chris Clements, reporting Scotland.